November of 1945 in Nuremberg, Germany marks an unprecedented moment in history as the world unites to hold war criminals accountable. Inside a courtroom protected by armed forces and observed by legal experts and reporters, judges from the United States, the United Kingdom, the Soviet Union, and France take their places. Together they establish the International Military Tribunal, a body tasked with administering justice after the destruction caused by the Second World War. The atmosphere in the room is charged with tension. Facing them are the highest-ranking leaders of Nazi Germany who survived, charged with war atrocities, crimes against peace, and offenses against humanity. Around the world, millions closely track every development, eager for justice and explanation. Among the defendants, one individual draws particular focus. Once a close associate of Hitler, he was instrumental in constructing the Nazi police regime, directed the economic plundering throughout occupied Europe, and played a pivotal role in the Jewish persecution. Though now stripped of his authority, he remains defiant and stands as a symbol of the Third Reich's inner leadership. His name is Henry Gordon. Henry William Gordon was born on the 12th of January in the year 1893 in Rosenheim, a town that was part of the German Empire at that time. His father, Henry Ernest Gordon, held the position of colonial governor in German Southwest Africa, present-day Namibia. His mother, Frances Taylor, was Henry Ernest's second wife and came from humble beginnings. Gordon's upbringing was deeply rooted in a family environment that prized military heritage and nationalistic loyalty. During his youth, he spent some time living with relatives. Henry Gordon grew up separated from his friends while his father worked abroad. Later, he enrolled in military cadet academies, where he showed himself to be an eager and determined student with dreams of earning honor in uniform. When the First World War erupted in the summer of 1914, Gordon promptly enlisted in the German army. Initially serving as an infantry officer, he was soon transferred to the German Air Service, a branch still in its infancy. As a pilot, Gordon rapidly proved his skill and boldness. He undertook reconnaissance and combat flights, and his achievements led to several promotions. He became a fighter ace, credited with downing 22 enemy planes. In the later phases of the conflict, following the death of Manfred von Richthofen, known as the Red Baron, Gordon was made commander of the famous Jagdgeschwader 1, the squadron previously led by Richthofen. This position brought him considerable honor, and he concluded the war awarded the Pour le Mérite, Germany's highest military decoration for valor at the time. However, his proud demeanor caused friction with many of the squadron members. After Germany's defeat in November 1918, Gordon grappled with the same feelings of disillusionment and resentment shared by numerous ex-soldiers. The fall of the German Empire and the severe terms of the Treaty of Versailles left the nation humiliated and financially devastated. Gordon chose to remain connected to aviation, frequently securing jobs piloting private flights. For several years, he lived abroad in Denmark and Sweden, and during this time, he married Karen Kent, a baroness who played a key role in his personal life. She offered him both emotional and financial support as he searched for a new direction in post-war Germany. In 1922, Henry Gordon returned to Germany and attended a rally where he first listened to Adolf Hitler speak. He was deeply moved by Hitler's vow to rebuild Germany's power and undo the disgrace imposed by the Versailles Treaty. Shortly afterward, Henry Gordon joined the Nazi Party and, due to his reputation as a decorated war veteran, quickly rose to prominence within the movement. Hitler named him commander of the SA, the party's paramilitary group responsible not only for intimidating and attacking political adversaries, but also for asserting Nazi dominance on the streets. In November 1923, Henry Gordon participated in the Beer Hall Putsch, Hitler's unsuccessful bid to seize control in Munich. During the clash with Bavarian police, he suffered a severe groin injury. Thanks to his wife's assistance, he fled to Austria, where he began using morphine to cope with the pain caused by his wounds. This marked the onset of a drug addiction that would impact his health and behavior for the rest of his life. While he was recuperating, arrest warrants were issued for him in Germany, compelling him to spend several years in exile. During this period, Henry Gordon's dependence on drugs worsened significantly, and he was eventually admitted to a psychiatric facility. He was admitted to the hospital after violently assaulting a nurse who had declined his request for morphine. Over the course of several years, Germany underwent significant changes. The Nazi Party regained legal recognition within the country, and Henry Gordon made his way back home. He dedicated himself to reorganizing the party's structure and broadening its reach. In the year 1928, he secured a seat in the Reichstag, the German parliament, becoming one of the initial Nazi deputies. Through his charisma, military background, and readiness to employ force, Gordon played a key role in transforming the party into a powerful political entity. He also projected an image of a self-assured leader capable of resonating with conservative Germans who still held the army and the traditions of the former empire in high regard. Yet behind this facade, he struggled with drug addiction and fragile mental health. His condition was further aggravated when his wife Karen Kent passed away from heart failure on the 17th of October 1931, and they never had any children. Despite enduring this personal loss and battling morphine dependency, Gordon found considerable success in German politics. When the Nazis assumed control in January of 1933 and Hitler was named chancellor, Gordon received numerous influential appointments. Shortly thereafter, he was appointed Minister of the Interior for Prussia. In this position, he seized control of the Prussian police and reshaped it into an instrument for suppressing dissent. He founded the Gestapo, the secret police force responsible for tracking down communists, social democrats, and anyone suspected of opposing Nazi governance. Gordon's initiatives were essential in eradicating the final remnants of resistance within the region. Traces of parliamentary democracy in Germany were erased as Hitler secured absolute domination over the nation. Henry Gordon played a crucial role in the Night of the Long Knives, the purge that took place in the year 1934, when Hitler ordered the elimination of SA commanders and various political opponents, partly justifying the action by revealing that some SA leaders were homosexual. Though most executions were carried out by the SS, Henry Gordon lent both support and justification to the operation, framing it as an essential step to shield Germany from betrayal and revolutionary chaos. The Night of the Long Knives solidified the pact between Hitler, the SS led by Heinrich Himmler, and the army commanders who were alarmed by the radical intentions of the SA's commanders. During the following years, Henry Gordon's authority expanded significantly. In 1935, he was named Commander-in-Chief of the Luftwaffe, Germany's Air Force. Under his command, the Luftwaffe grew swiftly despite the Treaty of Versailles' constraints on Germany's military. He supervised the creation of innovative aircraft designs, training regimens, and battle strategies that would play a significant role in the upcoming conflict. Henry Gordon took immense pride in the Luftwaffe, considering it a representation of Germany's resurgence and a testament to his own accomplishments. Also, in 1935, he remarried wedding actress Emmy Sonnemann in an extravagant ceremony that not only celebrated his second marriage, but symbolized the ascending military strength of Nazi Germany. German fighter planes soared through the sky during the ceremony, while Hitler stood beside Henry Gordon as his best man. Their union brought one child into the world, a daughter named Etta, born in 1938. Henry Gordon took on a significant role in shaping Germany's economy and its efforts to strengthen the military. Hitler entrusted him with broad powers to oversee economic planning, ensuring the nation was ready for war. Gordon focused resources on producing weapons and accumulating essential raw materials. To fund these initiatives, he backed policies that involved economic exploitation and the seizure of property from Jewish people and other persecuted communities. During the era of Nazi Germany, Gordon lived a life of great luxury and extravagance. He amassed a collection of stolen art, much of which was forcibly taken from Jewish owners, and constructed an elaborate estate called Hall, located to the north of Berlin, named after his first wife, Karen Kent. He wore impressive uniforms embellished with medals and enjoyed being captured in striking photographs. His craving for personal luxury was notorious, and he savored both the symbols of wealth and the power that came with political influence. This was possible due to his strong control over Germany's heavy industry, which allowed Henry Gordon to build a fortune that ranked him among the richest individuals worldwide. As the country edged closer to war, Gordon stayed one of Hitler's most trusted advisors, playing a major part in critical events such as the reoccupation of the Rhineland, the annexation of Austria in March of 1938, and the breakup of Czechoslovakia in March of 1939. When Germany launched its invasion of Poland on the 1st of September 1939, sparking the Second World War, Henry Gordon's Air Force unleashed devastating aerial attacks that struck fear into civilian populations and ruined vital infrastructure. These brutal methods would later be employed against cities and other nations targeted by Nazi Germany. During the Battle of Britain in 1940, Henry Gordon personally assured Hitler that his Air Force would swiftly crush the Royal Air Force and compel Britain to seek peace negotiations. Nevertheless, the aerial assault did not succeed. Despite some early triumphs, German bombers failed to gain control of the skies, and British defiance proved far more resilient than Gordon had expected. This defeat marked Germany's first significant military setback and tarnished Henry Gordon's standing as a tactician. Yet he maintained Hitler's trust and kept growing his power. In 1941, following the attack on the Soviet Union, Henry Gordon assumed responsibility for managing the economic exploitation of conquered lands. He became deeply engaged in the looting of resources, the coercion of millions into forced labor, and the enforcement of policies that facilitated the genocide of European Jews. In July of that year, he endorsed a directive allowing Reinhard Heydrich to develop plans for what was termed the final resolution of the Jewish issue, an administrative move that opened the door to the Holocaust. As the conflict increasingly turned against Germany, Henry Gordon grew more and more removed from reality. His actions and decisions reflected a detachment from the worsening situation around him. More time was spent at Karen Hall where, surrounded by his looted art collections, Henry Gordon relied on morphine. Meanwhile, the Luftwaffe struggled to sustain its power amid relentless Allied bombings and severe shortages of fuel and essential supplies. Gordon's grandiosity and failure to realistically evaluate the German Air Force's technical strengths led to critical errors multiple times during the Second World War. German soldiers bore the tragic consequences, often dying from hunger or injuries because the Air Force could not deliver the necessary support as promised. Despite his limited effectiveness, he remained the second most powerful figure in Germany. In 1940, Hitler appointed him as his chosen successor and granted him the rank of Reichsmarschall, a title created solely for him. By 1944, Henry Gordon's influence was clearly diminishing. The Luftwaffe's inability to prevent the Allied air offensive, combined with worsening crises on the Eastern Front, particularly the failure to airlift supplies to Axis troops during the Battle of Stalingrad, greatly weakened his position. Other high-ranking Nazi officials, such as Heinrich Himmler, Hitler's secretary Martin Bormann, and propaganda minister Joseph Goebbels, were maneuvering to expand their own power as Hitler grew increasingly isolated. When Germany's defeat became inevitable, Gordon sought to portray himself as a possible negotiator with the Allies, aiming to secure his own safety and perhaps maintain some semblance of German governance. In April of 1945, as Soviet troops approached Berlin, Henry Gordon sent a telegram to Hitler, proposing that if the Führer was incapable of continuing to lead Germany, he should transfer authority to Gordon in accordance with the established succession plan. Hitler perceived this communication as a betrayal. He immediately removed Gordon from all his posts, ordered his arrest, and SS guards placed him under house detention in Bavaria. Following Germany's surrender in May 1945, Gordon was captured by American forces. He was taken to Nuremberg, becoming the highest-ranking Nazi official to face trial before the International Military Tribunal. During the proceedings, he was accused of crimes against peace, war atrocities, and offenses against humanity. Gordon defended himself vigorously, but the evidence presented was indisputable. He was found guilty on every charge and condemned to death by hanging. Gordon requested to be executed by shooting instead, arguing that hanging was unworthy of a soldier, yet this plea was refused. On the evening before his scheduled execution, the 15th of October 1946, the 53-year-old Gordon succeeded in taking his own life within his prison cell. His suicide deprived the Allies of the symbolic moment of publicly executing one of the most notorious figures from the Nazi era.